Alright everybody, welcome back to Murder on the Titanic on the PC. Remember, this is the Roulette of Sadness Naked Gaming Edition with the first game from the Loser's Revenge Wheel on Tournament 2. So, Captain Smith, I'm so glad we have found you. Professor, in all the chaos I had forgotten you were still investigating the murder. Given the circumstances, you and your assistants would do well to get yourself a lifeboat. Here, let me ring one of the officers to escort you. No sir, that's what we came to tell you. Your officers are working in league with a man named Richard Bartholomew Greenfield III. He's the mastermind behind the murders tonight. Greenfield had his manservant murdered Charles Taylor when the call tender discovered that this ship is not really Titanic, but her sister ship, but her sister ship Olympic. Then he, in turn, had his manservant murdered to avoid any loose ends. Olympic? I don't understand. Captain, as I recall from the newspapers, you were in command of Olympic when she collided with the HMS Hawk some 7 months ago. We are uncovering a document that reveals Olympic was underinsured and the cost of the repairs would have bankrupt the White Star Line. That's where Greenfield and his cronies come in. They suggested that Olympic be made of switch places with her sister ship Titanic. Minor repairs were made to Olympic to make her seaworthy, and cosmetic changes brought about the illusion that we are starting on the deck of the Titanic. But there can be little doubt that the ship you are being in command for this voyage is in all actuality Olympic. And once Greenfield recruited officers Murdoch and Lightoller, it was certainty that she would send to the bottom of the Atlantic. My officers, but they're helping the passengers to the lifeboats. They have served me loyally. They wouldn't. For a high enough price, anyone's loyalty can be bought, even that of your officers. That's why you must have them arrested. I'm sorry, Professor, I can't help you. I must go down with his ship. I came up here to the wheelhouse to find a photo of my beloved wife. Can you help me locate it? I want to see her one last time. Well, poor Captain. That's all what he can say. So, we gotta find a feather, a sock. Already found the feather. Pine cone. Fish. Cigarette case. Razor blade. So, that's the sock. Necktie. Oh yeah, we can move the things here. Forgot about that. And magnets. So yeah, many of these things can be behind other things. Paper streamer. That's a photo, but it's not on the list yet. Razor blade. Wait, that's a blade. Okay, why? Is it glitch or something? Unless you want me to interact with other things. Alright, a bow. That's a light bulb. Wind up key. Ah, that's a razor blade. Was that the cigarette case? I clicked on it a bunch of times. That's a photo. A cogwheel. Should be an easy one. Where did it just get? I don't know. A rabbit foot, paper streamer, and wind up key. Let's use a hint for that. There you go. Thank you, Professor. Now, please save yourselves and let me be with my beloved in my final moments. Very well then, Captain. Fare thee well. It looks like we are on our own from here on out. We will get no help from the crew. I have a pistol in my trunk in our stateroom. Let's return there to retrieve it. Alright. Some shooting is coming up. My pistol was packed into the food locker. Would you get to it, CRG? Alright, so my mom messaging me. I need to mute this for a second. Alright, thank you again for letting me know where exactly to put these things. There. No, above it. So, what now? I don't see any magnifying glass. If we encounter Mr. Greenfield, I suspect he will not come with us quietly. This will help convince him, I'm sure. So now let's see if we can find a way off this ship. Professor, there you are. I hope I would be able to find you. It's madness on the boat deck. I'm scared. Do you think there's any lifeboats remaining? There's only one way to find out, my dear. Stick with us. Let's head to the boat deck to see what we can find. I've got the feeling this woman is gonna end up killed or something. Not a spoiler, I'm just a feeling that I've got. Alright. These are the fuckers. There's someone behind. Ah, that's probably me. Greenfield, you have your letters. You and your conspirators will answer to your mad actions tonight. I see. Well, let's be reasonable here. I can offer you a lot of money to keep quiet about this. Your money won't do any good when you are lying at the bottom of the ocean, along with this doomed ship. Whoa. And there goes the ship. Oh shit! Professor got shot! You're not the only one who thought ahead, Professor. Now we'll see who goes down to the deaths. But I do admire your investigative nature. You obviously know of the Olympic of the Titanic switching. But when we learned of the scheme to claim the insurance money for this false Titanic, he grew a conscience. He was fired, of course. I imagine my surprise when I learned that he had taken the job as a call tender aboard the ship and was seeking evidence to prove the conspiracy. And yeah, it will save him from sharing inheritance with his sister. You are mad, Greenfield. You, Murdoch and Lightoller, you are fools to follow him. Perhaps you're right, Professor. It is clear now that California will not be coming to our rescue. There will be great loss of life these tragic nights. Now is not the time to be having a change of heart, Mr. Murdoch. You can go down with the ship, just like your beloved Captain Smith. Surprise! That's the other officer, Lightoller, right? They look exactly the same. That will be enough of that, Greenfield. You and your mad schemes are through. Wait, push them off? Or he did it by himself? The professor has been shot. We need to tend a wound. CRG, there are medical supplies in the ship's hospital. Can you go retrieve them for the medicine cabinet? On your way you can look for Sophia. I locked her in the supply closet in the first class galley. Greenfield instructed me to kill her. Well, he even needed or wanted to get rid of the sister. So much shit. Alright, let me reply to my mom. Alright, so how are we doing in time? Well, I said I was going to finish this game today, and most likely it's going to happen very soon. Wait a minute, no. That's not what I wanted to go. Wait, here? Oh shit, everything is on fire! CRG, it is so good to see you pass by. I have Sophia, she's with me. I remember our conversation from earlier. When I saw the officer escorting her, I followed him. After he locked her in the closet and left, I released her from captivity, but then the ship struck something and we are now trapped. We cannot move this debris, but if you can't retrieve an axe, you can clear your way out, or our way out. There is one down the hallway, near the back stairs. Alright. Rescuing people now. Looks like Jimmy. I hope I can get him before it is too late. Wait, am I done here? Maybe I needed to go somewhere else. I'm gonna end up visiting all of the rooms in the ship. Okay, so I need to look for an axe. Orange. Well, I saw it immediately. Pocket watch. No, that's a compass. That's a pocket watch. Paper bag, skis, Eiffel Tower, goblet, maple leaf, and newspaper. Newspaper is enough. Alright. Paper bag. Scratches. A tie. Skis, Eiffel Tower. Okay, I saw the Eiffel Tower. Actually, I saw it at the beginning. Compass, we already saw it. Box of cigars. Is that the one? Yes, it is. A flask. Golf ball, alright. Maple leaf, of course, Canada reference. Hammerhead. I'm also looking for the skis. Okay, that's a hammerhead. That was an easy one. Goblets. So we have got tie. Oh, that's a one. Okay, skis and a flask. Is that the flask? No, that's the flask. Alright, I'm gonna use the hint for the skis. Wow, those were big enough. But they were behind the trunk, so it would have been more difficult to find anyway. That thing weighs a ton. There's no way I can move it on my own. So I'm not done with this place yet. Oh, what is this? Okay, now I'll be able to get the hammer. Okay, you are supposed to break this thing. And now I can move it. And move everything else. Alright, let's do the same thing as before. Putting these things in their place. Yeah, I'm doing all this just to... I mean, I have to get people out, but the primary objective is to save Professor from the wound. That would be the priority anyway. So, a wrench. And I'm done with this place. Now what? Go back here. I guess I have to fix the steam. Yeah, this thing again. I think it's the third time I've actually seen it in the game. I'm not gonna bother, guys. You know, I'm gonna skip it. So let's wait until the skip bar fills up completely. So now that I think of it, I'm actually playing the regular version of Murder on the Titanic. Usually these casual games always have a collector's edition that features a little extra episode after you beat the main game, which unfortunately I don't think it's gonna be the case. Cough cough, CRG, you are a sight for sore eyes. Old Jib is not doing so good here. Fred mid-ticket is about to be punched, that's for certain. But before I go, I wonder if you would be good enough for me to do me a final favor. Please, solve me a puzzle! Me and the ship's doctor had an arrangement. He kept a bottle of the good stuff locked in a cabinet of his hospital. Him and me had the only keys. If you can bring me the bottle, I could die happy. Well, as happy as a man lying at the bottom of the stairs with the spine all crushed can die anyway. Hurry now, I ain't got much time left. Well, nobody got much time left. Oh, that's the axe that we needed. So, who to rescue first? Well, I guess we're going for this one. We're gonna end up at the hospital anyway. What is still holding that? Grazie, my friend. We're indebted to you. Now we must try to get off this ship before she slips under. Go to the boat deck near the officer's quarters. There is a collapsible lifeboat above it. The professor and others are there. Tell them I sent you. Oh, I finally speak. Are you coming with us? Not just yet. I've got a favor to fulfill for a friend, but I'll join you all shortly. And I'm probably gonna die in the process for trying to help his friend. Wait. I'm clicking on this thing. Looks like it's missing a lot. I'll need to find the items to fill in. Alright, that one first. Don't tell me I have to use that. No. Anything else to take a look at? These are keys. Oh, that's the one. Is it all? Whiskey. So yeah, this guy apparently wants to drink some whiskey before dying. A pain reliever and whiskey. Basically they want to commit suicide but enjoying a good drink in the process, right? I've been trying to fill it in with items. How fucking specific can this get? Seriously. Alright, can I now? Unless there are other items still to be found. Alright, close it. Now I can. I need to fit each piece into the first aid kit. It's not letting me fit anything. Alright, it's actually based on an amount of basically squares. Kind of reminds me of some of these some games, some PC games actually that do that. I remember. So you really want me to fit all of this? Should be the other way around then. This is a doable one. Alright. Did he make it? I technically did put everything, unless there is something left. This shit. Oh, that, okay. Finally! Solve a puzzle by myself! Wow. It's a fucking miracle! Alright, now let's go back to Jimmy and deliver... Sorry, the first aid kit is for the professor, the whiskey is for this guy. Saints be praised, CRG, you found me medicine, you are the best. One last taste of the Emerald Isle. I'll never see it again, but I think I'll be going to a better place. You take care now, CRG. Turaluhalura. I don't know what that is. Rest in peace, Jimmy. Enjoy your drink. Oh my, CRG, do you know this ship has struck in an iceberg? Wait, why are you still here then? Ladies and children go first in the lifeboats and you're still fucking around here. I tried to reach the boat deck through some of the other hallways, but they're all locked. Okay, you actually tried. I'm afraid the situation has become quite dire. Did you ever find the young woman you were looking for? Sophia, she's on the boat deck. Tell you what, Mr. Hutchins. Why don't you join me? I'm headed there now. That's very kind of you. So let's finally cure the professor, please. Yeah, I guess Professor Magnusson thing is like a series of games, so he cannot die. Has to be other games with this guy as a protagonist. There you are, CRG. You are brought medicine, and you found Mr. Hutchins, Sophia, and Bernard as well. Truly resourceful. I'll minister to the professor's medical needs. Now, if everyone will climb aboard, we can leave this cursed ship. So that's the end of the game then. Professor, just hang on a little longer. We must let the world know about the plot behind this tragedy. Yes, Carpathia is steaming here as fast as she can. All the evidence has been lost, Sophia. Your brother took the letter from me. It would only be your word or our word against the White Star Line, and we wouldn't stand a chance. RMS Titanic officially sank at 2:20 a.m. Of the over 2,200 passengers and crew aboard, only 713 survived, including the survivors of the collapsible boat B, who were rescued by the crew of Carpathia early in the morning of April 15, 1912. Sophia Greenfield inherited the full fortune of her father's wealth and prospered in the up-and-coming commercial airplane business until her death in 1977. He built a seaside park in Seattle named after Charles Taylor. This Emir married a New York writer and moved to California to retire. She continued to sail yearly on vacation cruises until her death in 1959. Bernardo Sardini opened a successful diner in the Little Italy neighborhood of New York. His great-grandsons continue to run the restaurant to this day. Agnes Hutchins retired to a small farm in Wisconsin with a young foster child named William who survived the sinking, raising him until her death in 1934. Harold Bright continued to serve as a wireless operator on various steamships until moving to Glasgow in 1922 to become a salesman. He died in 1956. Charles Herbert Lightoller returned to sea aboard the HMS Oceanic and served with honor in the British Royal Navy during World War I. He later rescued 100 soldiers with his private yacht during the evacuation of Dunkirk in World War II. He died in 1952. The body of chairperson Herbert McElroy was recovered and then given a proper burial at sea. The bodies of Captain Edward Smith and First Officer William Murdoch were never recovered. A month after the sinking, the partially eaten body of Richard Bartholomew Greenfield III was discovered by the crew of the fishing vessel Plymouth. The body was never identified, but the fishing boat crew did find interest a document found on a corpse that spoke of a plan to collect insurance money for the sinking of the RMS Olympic. Something. The timely assistance of CRG was honored by Professor Jacob Magnusson with the establishment of a naval scholarship created in their name. Professor Jacob Magnusson recovered from his wounds and continued to put his skills to use in solving crimes. In 1915, he established the Institute of Forensic Sciences to promote the use of science in modern police work. He also solved several other great mysteries, but those are tales for another games, I should say, not necessarily times. So I wonder if many of these stories, if not all of them, are actually real, or they were elaborated enough for the game. I'm really curious. Anyways, guys, that was Murder on the Titanic. Actually, the full name of the game is Professor Magnusson Murder on the Titanic, because apparently Professor Magnusson is a series of games. I don't know how many are there or in what order they got released. I just got this one in isolation. So, I don't know, I might be interested to seeing and taking a look at other titles within the Professor Magnusson series. You never know. But yeah, that was Murder on the Titanic. Actually, murders on the Titanic, because many people actually died or got murdered during the process of the game. No icebergs were harmed during the creation of this game. Good jokes. So yeah, guys, that's this playthrough. Thank you very much for watching. Of course, next time we're gonna continue with Super Mario Advance. So we are pretty much done, or almost done, with the second tournament of the game. So we got a bonus. Wait a minute. Do we have a bonus chapter? I don't want a wallpaper. So I wonder if this actually got you know, a collector's edition. If this had a collector's edition, I would be playing actually you know, an extra chapter. But anyway, there isn't. So yeah, thank you guys, and I'll see you next time.